Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. Today on the Black Financial Channel, I'm going to tell you why I love a certain stock. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the company is. No, wait, I'll tell you later. I'll bring it up in 1 second. I'm also going to talk to you about what's going on with the economy, what's happening with the Fed, what's happening with FTX, and then we're just going to talk about what it means to be black, wealthy, and successful. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we are black first. Black first means we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means that we are B1. That means that we believe we must be one to be successful. Black first also means that we educate our kids, we break generational curses, and we put our families ahead of the curve. If you agree with this philosophy, put a B1 in the chat. Everybody put a B1 in the chat. El Haj, my name is Corey, Glenn Ray, Cameron Kelly, Valicia Carter, Karen Underwood. I see you. Shout out the city that you're from. Let me know what city you're from. And also let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm actually traveling with my wife right now. We are doing some Thanksgiving, hanging out with the family and whatnot. And so she's actually right here next to me as I'm talking. And so let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a yes to make sure I'm coming through okay, loud and clear. I always got to check the audio, make sure everything's nothing stupid going on right now. So Paris, I see you. Thank you, Stride Iron. I appreciate you. Elise, Barton, Anthony Richardson, the boss lady, the trucker, B1. All right, I love it. Drum Wave out of Minneapolis. I see Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Virginia Beach, Virginia for Karen Underwood, B1 Las Vegas for the Biz Lady. Good to see you. Valicia, good to see you. All right. So thank you very much for doing that. And if you could also please smash that like button. Everybody, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because that's really important. Even if you've already subscribed, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified when we go live because we're all about black wealth and black economics. So first thing I want to do is I want to celebrate something. I want to give you guys share some really exciting news with you guys. You guys know my wife is a therapist, and she's a licensed therapist, and she's been seeing couples for 30 years and individuals as well. She's super smart. She reads over 20 books a year. She's a super smart lady, and also she's a full professor of social work. Well, one of the things we've been digging into is financial therapy. Financial therapy relates to just basically what's going on from a psychological standpoint that might block us from achieving our economic goals, that keeps us from being our best. How many of things that happened when you were a child that were traumatic? Give me a yes if you feel like the mindset when it came to money was kind of off base and that you spent time trying to recover from that. Give me a yes in the chat if you have experienced things where your mindset maybe blocks you from your greatest potential, your greatest blessings, things like that. Give me a yes in the chat if you want to confess to that, because I can confess to that. Growing up, never seen anybody work for themselves. I never knew what it looked like for people to invest. I never knew what family businesses look like, things like that. So all these things are things that can get resolved through therapy. You really have to reprogram your mind. So one of the things we decided to do in the Black Business School is we have created the first ever, the first to our knowledge, Black financial therapy academic department in the Black Business School. So I've got together with my wife, who is a full professor of social work. And you guys know my PhD is in finance. A full professor is not just a regular professor. A full professor is the highest ranking professor that you can become at any university. So my wife and I got together and we decided that we were going to create a department on financial therapy. So in this space, we will do deep dives into things like financial trauma. We will do deep dives into things like financial anxiety. We will dive into mindset blockages that keep us from reaching our greatest Black wealth potential. We are going to make the Black Business School the world's leading experts on Black economic psychology. So that's a new thing we have in the Black Business School. We're super excited about it. And if you'd like to learn more about this kind of thing, if you're into this sort of thing, we're actually going to have a money mindset masterclass on love and money starting on December 4th. If you'd like to learn more about it, just go to boycewatkins.com. because it's Black Friday weekend. You can actually get a big discount. It's going to be a month-long program where my wife and I are going to work you through the mindset blockages that keep you from reaching your potential. Your mind will be blown. We will be using the latest techniques in therapy, the latest financial high level financial theory, and we will help you become financially brilliant. So feel free to take a look. Just go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to join us. We get started on December 4th. Now, some of you are asking, what's this stock that I believe you should buy? And let me just cut to the chase on that. I apologize for it. I was excited about making that announcement. I appreciate you letting me do that. And I'll go for those of you that just wanted to know what stock I was referring to. Let me just go ahead and cut to the chase. The stock that I love right now is Disney. Disney, in case you haven't noticed, Disney is, if you haven't read in the news right now, Disney's going through a major overhaul. They just had some real gangster stuff going on in that company. There was there's a CEO named Bob Iger who led the company to become the behemoth that it is right now. Well, Iger left shortly before the pandemic, and what happened? He was replaced by another guy named Bob Chapek. So they called them the two Bobs. Well, when Bob Chapek took over Disney hit the pandemic, and first thing they did that Iger didn't enjoy was they laid off a bunch of workers. He didn't think that they should lay off anybody because he felt that Disney should wait until the Recovery Acts came into place just to make sure these employees were taken care of. But Chapek went ahead and laid them off. And then they poured a ton of money into streaming. So they pushed a lot of money into the streaming platform, which grew by leaps and bounds, right? They're literally catching up with Netflix. I think worldwide, they've got about 170 million subscribers. They picked them up pretty quickly. But what a lot of people don't know is that Disney has been losing money hand over fist. I mean, they have been losing money like crazy over the streaming services. So what happened was when the latest quarterly numbers came in for Disney and they did not make their numbers and their stock price dropped even further, which was a continuation of the stock price dropping before. You can see here, Disney stock has been doing terrible for the past year. Absolutely horrible. Year to date is down by about almost 40%. Well, they literally did a coup. They called Bob Iger over the weekend and said, "Can you take over on Monday?" So the board shocked Bob Chapek, because remember, the board of directors gets to decide who the CEO is going to be. So the board of directors, on behalf of the shareholders, pushed Chapek out and pushed Iger in. Why is this a good thing? Why does that make me want to buy the stock? Well, let me just show you this. I'm going to show you another chart. Investors loved it. If you look and see right there, see that jump in the stock price? Y'all see that in the chart? Give me a yes if you can see that chart. See that little jump in the green right there? That's money being made. Ding, ding, ding. That's money, right? Money was made because the investors loved that move. They really felt that this was great for the company. They felt that Disney is going to benefit tremendously from having Bob Iger as the CEO again. Now, what's interesting, though, is that there were some casualties. Now, Bob Chapek had a right-hand man by the name of Kareem Daniel. Kareem was a brother, and I was cheering for this brother. You know, he literally, a lot of y'all didn't know this, but Kareem Daniel literally got to decide, like, when Disney made a new movie, he got to decide what platform it would be on. You know, so I wonder if he had anything to do with the promotion of Black Panther, if he had anything to do with the fact that the Little Mermaid's going to be black. And I think that there was another major Disney character that was black. So there was a casualty there, right? So as soon as they got rid of Chapek, they pretty much, when you chop off the head of the king, you get rid of all the loyalists to the king. So they got rid of Kareem Daniel turned his resignation in, I think, a day later or something crazy like that. So it was like the kind of stuff you could literally make a Netflix documentary about. Because they really went hard at him. Now, how did Kareem rise so fast? I don't know. Some of us have suspicions. You know, when you get the little white girlfriend or the white wife or the Jewish wife or whatever, some people think that plays a part in how fast you rise up the corporate ladder. But I ain't judging here. But I do think that who you marry does matter. And I don't know if that's his wife or not. I think it is. I saw a lot of, when I looked up his wife, I saw this picture, and so maybe that's not. But I don't know. But either way, though, I will say this, you know, some people may not like it, but as a black man, I feel like it was very important when I got married that I marry a black woman, I wouldn't feel like I was the same person if I didn't do that. But despite all that, Kareem seemed like a pretty talented guy, and so Disney has been hit pretty hard, and the two Bobs are pretty much enemies. They're standing there together like they're friends, but really, all is not well at Disney. But a lot of investors believe that because of this transition, Disney's going to be headed on an upward trajectory. I went in and bought a bunch of Disney stock right after that happened. And so I personally am a big fan of this company long term. I already was a fan. I was already a fan of Disney before this. Now I'm a super fan. So I went ahead and loaded up a few $1,000s more stock in Disney, and I'm just going to sit back and let it sit there and wait until it comes to fruition. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you want to join my stock market investing class, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com. We meet every Tuesday, and every week I give the students a list of stocks that I've researched that I believe are great investments for you and your family. Plus, you guys know stock market investing is my specialty. I love talking about it. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to take a look. Now, let me look at I'm looking at a couple of your comments here. Let's see here. Someone says, how much money? Because last time I checked, you're supposed to be teaching us lower income people. So how much money do we need? Well, you know what? I need money. Actually, I think that's what your name says here. You can start investing in 5 minutes for $5. So not having money, if you can afford fast food, then you can afford to invest. How many of you can afford to go to White Castles if you wanted to? If you wanted to poison your body with that crazy food? How many of you can afford to go to McDonald's? How many of you can afford to buy a new pair of shoes? If you can afford to do those things, you can afford to invest. In fact, in the Black Business School, don't you never let nobody tell you that it costs money for you to be a part of the Black Business School. That's not true. We have free stuff. You can't get cheaper than free. But I can't make you learn. I can't make you care about your future. I can't make you invest for your family. I can't make you make a plan. I can't make you become economically conscious. I can't make you want better for your life. I can't do all of that. So it's still, even though it's free, it really ain't free. Even though it's free, there is a cost. And the cost is your energy, your time, your attention. Do you give attention to your future and to making a plan, or do you give attention to, looking at big booty girls on Instagram, or following your favorite rapper, or just paying attention to the nonsense on the internet? Remember, the internet is a place where you can either get into nonsense or you can get into dollars and cents. Nonsense or dollars and cents. Which one is it going to be? Make a choice. So don't call yourself low income people and all this other stuff. I mean, you're degrading yourself. There are plenty of people. It's very easy for a person to go from poor to wealthy in this country by investing consistently. You can do that. I have a free ebook that you can have. You ain't got to pay nothing for it. So don't be complaining. Well, Dr. Boyce charging me money for a book. No, you ain't got to pay for it. It's a $5 a day investing plan. It's totally free to the community. Also, we have Powernomics class on Wednesday. It don't cost you to learn Powernomics, but it does cost you your attention. So you got to make the decision about what you want to do with your life. I can't help everybody. I'm not trying to help everybody. I want to help the people that want to be helped. Everybody else can keep making excuses. The rest of us going to go get rich. All right. So let me see here. Next question. I wonder if he can make a documentary. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Robert Williams says clickbait title. I'm giving him benefit of the doubt to see where this goes. He definitely promotes the Disney stock often, becoming alarming. Okay. I don't think he's well intended with that statement. I rock with you, Boyce, but that was crazy the way you sold us. You and your wife venture to tell us Disney will make us rich. So how much money should we put into Disney to become rich? Well, first of all, one thing you got to understand about getting rich is stop believing the rappers and the basketball players that make you think you can become rich overnight. Stop believing in fast money and start believing in slow money. Stop believing in the easy route and start believing in hard work. I'm serious. I mean, a lot of this stuff you see, this flashiness, I know rappers. I was on the phone for hours last week with Kanye West. I was on the phone. Kanye called me. I did not call him. I do not call celebrities. They call me. I was on the phone with him for hours. So I know the richest rappers that you've ever seen, but I could tell you most of these rappers, these flashy guys that got you distracted thinking that money's supposed to come quick and fast. First of all, a bunch of them are dead now. Rappers are dying every week. Number two, a lot of them are broke. They're financially dead. And some of them are emotionally and intellectually dead. So, sometimes when you're talking about this culture, it's misguiding you. So don't let ignorant culture shape you. Get shaped by intelligent culture. All right, so let me move on and talk about some other stuff that's going on in terms of the economy. The Federal Reserve is now raising interest rates, which is moving stock prices as well. Basically, the Fed is has been hiking interest rates for a while in order to deal with a lot of economic uncertainty that's kind of occurring in the economy as we speak. The big question with the Fed was whether or not the Federal Reserve was going to continue their rate hikes at a dramatic pace for a long time, or if they were going to slow down. Well, let me tell you this: there's good news. Good news is that the Fed is going to slow down. So that means that so a lot of this rally you've seen this week with stock prices going up, and a lot of you have been making money from this, is driven by the Federal Reserve announcing that they're going to kind of slow down on their rate hikes. Now, what is not true yet is, or what is not certain yet is whether or not the how high the interest rates are going to go. Right. So the original expectation was between 4 to 5%, 4.5% will be the final Fed funds rate, and then they will stop hiking. Now there's a belief that it may be higher than that. So what is expected at this point is that they're going to slow down the rate of the interest rate increases, but they're going to continue to do them for a little bit longer. They might push rates above 5%. So ultimately, what does that mean for you? Well, that means, let me just tell you what I've been reading. What I've been reading is that 2023 is expected to be a pretty strong year for stocks. And a lot of it is just because 2022 was so hard. So many of you were investing consistently and it just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. And I get it. It was really difficult. But the thing is, this is the time when you buy, you load the gun, and you get to squeeze the trigger next year. So effectively, a lot of what you're seeing is just kind of, I think, the calm before the storm. I think that there's so many opportunities out there. In fact, even crypto is an opportunity right now. Crypto's an opportunity. Why? Well, because everyone's afraid of crypto right now. And when everybody's scared and an asset becomes toxic, that's when everybody sells. All the cowards sell. They sell their assets and they sell them cheap. And if you are strong and disciplined and intelligent, then you can buy while it's cheap and hold it. And then when the value goes up, when the cowards finally come back to town and they want to buy again, you can say, sure, I'll sell you my Bitcoin again, but it's going to cost you twice as much as it cost me to buy it from you. So ultimately, I see crypto as an opportunity. I've increased my acquisition of crypto. I mentioned to you all about Disney stock. I'm a big fan of Disney. No stock is for certain. That's why I own about 300 or 400 different companies. I don't own one or two. I buy stock. I buy stock as much as some. I had a friend that used to collect shoes, and he had hundreds of pairs of shoes. I buy stocks the same way. When I get extra money, I'm buying shares of stock. When I get extra money, I want to own a piece of a company. I don't need new shoes. I don't need to go out to eat that bad. I don't care a whole lot about taking another vacation. I want to make investments in things that are going to be good for my family. So investing is a habit. Wealth building is a habit. People that tend to build wealth are the people who've made wealth a part of their culture. So that culture of what you see like in hip hop, when they talk about that as the culture, well, that's a death culture. That's an ignorance culture. That's a drug addiction culture. So what do you see as a result of that? You see a lot of death. You see a lot of ignorance. You see a lot of drug addicts, right? Because the culture enforces actions and activities that lead you down the path toward death and prison. Well, the same thing is true with a wealth culture. If you move from a death culture to a wealth culture is built on asset acquisition. A wealth culture is built on long-term strategic planning. A wealth culture is built on holding on to your assets and investing your money, planting seeds on a regular basis, constantly planting. Well, a person who's always planting seeds is always going to have the biggest harvest. So when you don't have when you don't have a harvest, when you have no harvest, I need you to ask yourself, did I plant any seeds? And I guarantee you, in fact, if anybody walks on complaining, I ain't got no money, I'm broke, I'm struggling, ask them, well, 10 years ago, were you investing in anything? If the person's over the age of 30, ask them, well, what were you doing 10 years ago? What were you doing 10 years ago that involved a plan that was going to make you rich today? And they say, no, I was just in the street. I was just out surviving. I get it. I understand. We all went through that phase, or many of us did. But that's why you don't have any harvest, because how can you expect a harvest when you have no seeds? If you plant no seeds, you will have no harvest. That's as simple as it gets, folks. And I encourage you to pay attention to that and to think that through. All right. So let's see. All right. So let me see. All All right, so let's see. I was looking at some more of your questions. Now, if you don't like Disney, you don't have to buy it. I'm not telling everybody to buy Disney. This is not investment advice, by the way. This is me basically believing that Disney is a great long-term asset. In fact, it's been a great long-term asset in my portfolio, actually. I've had Disney for years. One thing that rich people do that a lot of black folks don't really understand about wealth is wealthy people don't buy stock and then sell it next week. Wealthy people buy stock and sometimes they'll hold it for 2 or 3 generations. So just because you buy it doesn't mean you have to make a plan on when you're going to sell it. If you started buying, if your grandfather had started buying Disney stock in the 1980s, you would be very wealthy from that, right? So wealth is, it's a mindset. The question is, what is your mind? Where's your mind at? Private Japan says, Dr. Watkins, shout out from Tokyo. Nice. Been listening to you since 2017 and now have tens of thousands invested. I started with half the shares on stash. Thanks again. Good for you, man. Good for you. All right. Let's clap. Let's clap for that. I love it. All right, so everybody, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you put a quick question in the chat, I'll answer the question, or a quick comment. I'll respond to the comment, as long as it's not ignorant or repetitive. Repetitive comments, I can't respond to that because this is a place for intelligent black people. But it doesn't mean you have to be smart. You just got to want to be smart. You got to value intelligence. If you value ignorance, then I'm not the guy for you. I'm probably going to disappoint you. But if you value intelligence, I think I can be your guy. Also, one thing I want to mention to you all is, I don't know if you all know, but in the Black Business School, we actually have a crypto program for children. And so if your goal is to, we have we have a whole Black Business School for kids. And basically, if you want your kids to learn about stocks, we got you. If you want them to learn about investing, we got you. Real estate, we have a real estate program for children. We have an entrepreneurship program for children, and we have a crypto program for children. And that's called Black Millionaires of Tomorrow. So if you go to my website, boycewatkins.com, you could take a look. All the programs have 3 modules each, and they have self-study exams. So you can quiz your child, make sure they understand the material. And then there's a certification they can get. They can get a certificate with their name on it, printed out from the Black Business School, almost like a baby bachelor's degree. That's what we call it, a baby bachelor's degree. So if you are, this will make a great gift for your child for Christmas. So if you'd like to go take a look at that, feel free to go to my website, boycewatkins.com, and you can take a look at our Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program for kids. If you get your kids started early, they'll be very successful. That's what Jewish people do. They train their kids when they're young. They don't wait till they get to college. So feel free to go to my website if you want to take a look. Any black tech companies that you like? You know what, Brandon and Pajam, there's not a lot of black tech companies that are actually publicly traded. That's the problem. There is a company called, oh gosh, I forgot, but Mike Roberts, who's a billionaire out of St. Louis, and George C. Frazier did bring a company to me. Sparring, I think it was called Sparring, I believe. That's really doing some amazing things in the real estate space. Also, Techstars, which is a really tough incubator to get into. It's actually tougher to get into Techstars than it is to get into Harvard. They actually have an all-black chapter out in Tulsa, and I went out and sat with some of the brothers with Techstars, and that was really cool. And let me see here. Next question. So I missed what stock it was. It was Disney. Disney's a stock that I like right now. Buy Tesla and put away in the drawer and check it in 2025. Yeah, I think Tesla's good. Ime, I think the danger of believing in one company though is you should never put all your money in one stock. That's how you go broke. Because if Elon Musk dies or goes to jail or whatever, then your whole investment disappears. So I own a lot of Tesla, but Tesla's not my only holding. I hold a lot of different stocks. Is your business school started at a level for beginners with no background or understanding of stocks? Yes, it does, Kevin. We start in the very beginning. There's actually something, if you go to blackmoney101.com, that's literally an introduction to the power of money. So you can feel free to start there, blackmoney101.com, and we got you covered. What about Amazon? Amazon is my biggest holding. I love Amazon. It is one of my favorite companies. They execute very well. Let's see. How about you educate people about cryptocurrency? Actually, we do. I've done probably about 20,000 videos now. They've gotten almost 1 billion views. So I think I've been talking about this for a while. Unfortunately, if you do, I don't think people will buy it. There's a difference between trading and investing. Maybe we should talk about that. That is true. We've definitely talked about that for sure. Trading is short-term, investing is long-term. Investing is when you plant the seed and you let it grow. Trading is when you plant the seed and you dig it up the next day, then you plant it again and you dig it up the next day. It's very stressful. I'm not saying you shouldn't trade. I'm just saying that it's not the same as investing. Have you ever heard of Alzamend? I don't know anything about Alzamend. I'm sorry. Feel free to join us in class. My students send me questions like that, and I'll research stocks for you and stuff like that. So if you'd like to join us in the stock market investing class, you can actually go to drboyceprime.com. There's the URL, so feel free to take a look. Let's see. Do the modules simulate buying and trading? For the kids, no. For the kids, it's basically training them on basic concepts. And also, we're real big on training wealth to children, because one of the things I found when I was on the faculty at Syracuse University is that, when you look at some of these families, like there's been a lot of conversation about the Jewish culture. And, I know Kanye's upset that Jews own a lot of property and wealth and everything. And I get it. I understand it. But, the thing is, they don't wait till their kids get to college before they learn about wealth and investing. They incorporate, they add that into their culture. That's damn near part of their religion. So what I'm saying is that you got to get your kids exposed to wealth as early as they get exposed to basketball and football and learning how to twerk. We got millions of kids out here that can throw a football all the way down the field. We got kids out here that can shoot a basketball from half court. We got kids out here that can dance their butts off. But throwing basketballs, dribbling footballs, and dancing does not make money for 99.9% of our kids. So imagine if we taught our kids wealth as much as we teach them basketball, football, and twerking. Seriously, a class that every black child should take as a kid should be called How to Make Money. How to make money without getting shot. How to make money without going to jail. How to make money without robbing people. How to make money without having to beg white folks. How to make money without doing unethical things, right? Seriously, like how to make money without working. Every child should be introduced to these ideas early, because the thing about it is you can't be surprised. You should expect your kids to be broke if you don't teach them about wealth. It's like, if I never get taught how to play football, then why in the world would I expect to win a Super Bowl? You got people out here mad they can't win a Super Bowl, but ain't nobody never taught you how to play football. Of course you're not going to win a Super Bowl. You shouldn't even be on the field. So in the game of competitive economics, to get on the field, you got to go to training camp. And the earlier you start, the more you dominate when you finally get out there. Why is this complicated? Why does this confuse people? Why does it shock you when so many of our kids are struggling economically when they become adults? This is common sense, folks. This is not calculus. So anyway, that's what it is. And so one other tool that we have is we got together with a team of experts and we created financial flashcards for children too. They cover entrepreneurship, basic investing concepts, things like that. So if you'd like to take a look, the URL's up there, financialflashcards.com. It's right there. All right, so let's see here. Feed sound is going in and out. Is it going in and out? Oh, man. Can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can hear me okay. Be on it says I learned crypto from Boyce in 2018. Yeah, I think people that say that I don't talk about crypto, that just tells me that they're just new to the channel because we've covered everything. I probably do more videos than anybody on the internet that I've ever seen. It probably seems like I'm weird, but actually what it comes from is, when I would teach students at Syracuse, it's like talking is easy. It's easy for me to just talk about what I know. And that's pretty much what I do. I just get in here and I talk to you guys about what I know. So I don't think of it as, oh, I got to get together and make this content and make this video. No, it's like I'm just talking to my friends. I really care about you. I want you to be knowledgeable. I want your children to be ahead of the curve. I'm not afraid of white people. I don't believe we're supposed to be in second place behind white people. I believe we should be the winners of everything. I believe we are the original man, the original woman. I believe that we can't be stopped. So ultimately my job is to share with you whatever information I can that'll help you achieve those goals. How about options or puts? Yes, options and puts. We are going to create a stock options program for children. We haven't done that yet. But in the Prime program, we actually talk extensively about selling stock options. I make my money by selling stock options. So I pretty much just show the students exactly what I'm doing. And they can just, they just follow along. So feel free to go take a look at that. Selling stock options is a great way to make extra income, but you got to make the investments to get it started though. Mr. Watkins, do you suggest any sites that are good for stock forecasts or predictions? There's a lot of them out there. There's things like the Motley Fool, CNBC has good information, Yahoo Finance. There a lot of sites are proprietary where you might have to pay some money, but like Morningstar type stuff, even E-Trade will give you some stock picks and recommendations and things like that. So it's a matter of looking for places, and if I'm willing to pay a little bit to get good stock recommendations. So I just kind of subscribe to anything that I think will help me make money. Is Disney a good investment? Yeah, I think it is. There's no guarantees, right? But I like Disney a lot because the quality of a company a lot of times comes down to the quality of the management. Disney has great management. Bob Iger is just a damn good CEO. He knows what he's doing. He's just part of the heart and soul of Disney. And I believe in him, as far as white guys go that I will never meet in my life, that I don't care to meet. But he makes good money for me. He makes money for my family. And I'm glad he's back in the leadership spot. Let's see here. I want to become a chittering circuit billionaire. That's funny. Stock lending is good too. Robinhood lets you do that. Yeah, it can be. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my pretty wife. If you'd like to go jump in, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, we just started our financial therapy department in the Black Business School. We found that there's so much really interesting research that we can lean on in terms of helping people figure out what your psychological blocks are that keep you from being where you want to be financially. And there's my wife. She's pretty awesome, and so we're doing this together. And we decided, why don't we just create an academic department, because we're both from academia and whatever. And I said, let's create the first Black financial therapy department anywhere, and run by two PhDs, who care about each other and care about the community. And so she brings cutting edge theories that relate to therapy, psychology, sociology, social work, everything, right? And financial trauma. She's a certified clinical trauma professional. Black people are heavily traumatized. This affects your economic choices. If you find yourself always making bad financial decisions, chances are it comes back from some trauma you had as a kid. It comes back from something you were exposed to. And then I come in with, understanding the financial theory at a high level. So we've really had a lot of fun doing financial therapy. So if you're interested in joining our Love and Money Masterclass that starts December 4th, just go to my website. It's right there at boycewatkins.com. A lot of stuff is there, and I hope you guys will take a look. So, all right, I'm about to get out of here. I will check back with you guys soon. Love you. And Nelson says, what do you think it would take to get more institutional investors to get more invested in Tesla? I like Tesla, but I have to admit, I'm not just like gung ho to put all my money in Tesla. I did allocate some money to Tesla, and I like Elon Musk. I like him taking over Twitter. I think Twitter is going to be better than ever. I'm a Kathy Wood guy, right? But I don't get too carried away with anything or anybody. I like to spread my money out and put my money in multiple places that I believe is going to pay off, not just in one big thing. So don't go chasing the fast money. Chase that slow money. That's more guaranteed for you. Okay. So if you could hit the thumbs up button on your way out, thumbs up, make sure you subscribe. Please hit that notification bell. That's really important. Hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when we go live. And I'm going to get on out of here, guys. So I hope you have a good night. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Love you very much. And I'll see you soon. Take care now. Peace.